What?
All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to today's amazing session and happy new month. Today is May 1st, and I wanted to say happy new month to every single one of you. This is exactly in monthly terms, this is exactly 1 month when we started this show. And I'm so excited. I'm so glad that we've come up to this point. Thank you guys so much for riding with me. And welcome to the 10 Time Morning Show. If this is your first time of joining us, my name is Chris and I'm your host. And today we'll be talking about your child doesn't need motivation, they need a system. Your child does not need motivation, they need a system. You see, every single parent I work with, they want the same thing, right? They want the same thing. A motivated child, a child who loves learning, a child who wants to do their homework, who wakes up excited about school. And I get it. That is the dream. But I'm going to tell you something that is going to sound strange. And that's because you should stop focusing on motivation. I know that that sounds crazy, but I want you to stay with me. Motivation is the wrong target. It is the wrong target. Motivation is unreliable. It is unreliable. It is based on feelings, and feelings change. What your child actually needs, what will actually change everything, is a system, something that works whether they feel motivated or not. And so let's talk about why focusing on motivation doesn't work, right? Let's talk about why it doesn't work. You see, a child who focuses on motivation or who does homework because they feel motivated will stop doing homework when they don't feel motivated. That is the definition of motivation. It's emotional, it's circumstantial. So some days they wake up excited, some other days, well, they don't. Until some weeks they are into their schoolwork, and some weeks they couldn't care less. Are they supposed to only do homework when they feel like it? You shall watch parents try everything to build motivation, reward charts, sticker systems, praise and encouragement, punishment. And you know what happens? It works for like a week, maybe 2 weeks if you're lucky. Then it stops working. Why? Because motivation is like dopamine hit. I don't even know what the dopamine hit. Dopamine hit is like when you're just feeling all, you know how something just happens. Maybe you watch a video and you're all fired up, boom, and you want to go and do everything right. Right? That's the dopamine hit. And so most of the time it just wears off. And when it's new, it's strong. But when your brain adapts, then the novelty wears off and you're back to zero. Plus, motivation for a child often depends on whether the activity is inherently interested, right? Or whether the activity is inherently interesting, rather. And homework is not always interesting, right? Studies is not always interesting. Sometimes it is boring. Sometimes it is hard, sometimes it's annoying. So are you supposed to make every single task feel fun and interesting? That's impossible, and that is not the answer. That is not the answer. Okay? And so what you want is a system. A system is a set of routines, environments, and structures that make the right behavior the default behavior. Yes, that make the right behavior the default behavior. The child doesn't need to decide whether they want to do homework. The system has already decided for them. Okay? What does that look like practically? Let me give you an example practically. So it looks like homework always happens at the same time, 4:30 every day, not sometimes, not when the child feels like it. 4:30 at the same place. The learning station in the corner, the kitchen table, wherever, same place, with everything ready, books, pencils, materials, all of them sitting there waiting. When the child sits down, there is no decision making, no searching for materials. Everything is there, right? So the environment is set up to make homework the easiest choice. And the steps are the same every single time. So they sit down, eat a snack, look at the list of what needs to be done, start with the first task, work for 20 minutes, take a 5 minutes break, and then continue. right? The steps are automatic, they are predictable. When you know what comes next, oh, do this, do that, next you do this, next you do that, next you do this, it's predictable in the brain. There is no decision making because your brain has already predicted what is going to happen next. And so when the system is strong, motivation becomes irrelevant. That's discipline, right? It is a system that creates discipline. Take it to the bank. System creates discipline. System creates discipline because it is doing and doing and doing that keeps up doing the thing, right? So the child doesn't need to feel like doing homework. They just sit down at 4:30 and it happens because that is what always happens at 4:30 in that spot. Now here's the magic part, okay? Here's the magic thing. You see, when a child follows the system and they start succeeding, their motivation starts showing up on its own. Maybe right now in the beginning of this launch, we've started, and maybe during a live session we could get, let's say, 5, 10, 15 people live, since we're just beginning and we're getting started and all of that. But guess what? When we start succeeding, when we start having 100, 200, 500 people, 1,000 people, 2,000 people, 10,000 people live with us every morning for 15 minutes or 20 minutes a day to learn about how they can help their children. When they start realizing that, when we start at Tensai, when we start getting that success, then I don't need motivation anymore to wake up and do this again, right? I just come and do it because yes, confidence is there. And so success, or rather, success creates the motivation. So the best way to create motivation is by sucking at it first, like going at it, even when you don't feel like it. Right? So completion creates confidence. Confidence creates motivation. The system created the conditions for success. Success now created the motivation. So now the child doesn't just do homework at 4:30 because the system says so. They do it because they have built some belief that they can do it and they actually matter. That is real motivation. And it came from following the system, not from trying to build motivation first. Okay? And so, like I said, a lot of people have tried a lot of things. You've tried watchers, stickers, pep talks. All you need to do is to build a system, same time, same place, same steps. Motivation will follow. I work with a family that had an 8-year-old. Their homework time was a nightmare. The parents had tried everything. She had tried the water tool, she had tried sticker systems. So she used to shout and yell every time because it was so hard. Nothing worked for more than a week. And so each time the child would be excited, engaged, trying hard, and then boom, back to resistance. Each new thing she did, it would be as though like motivation came up a little bit, but then after which, nothing. Right? So what I did was I suggested a different approach. Stop trying to motivate, build a system. Now, within building this system, oh my God, because this is where the thing is. I can't overemphasize the importance of this. If your child has a strong system, trust me, 90% of your worries as a parent, 90 are gone. And I'm not even just talking about academics. It's way deeper than that. It runs way deeper than that. And so, you want to really look at it from that perspective. And so when they built the system, she stopped trying to motivate. She built a system, 4:30 every day, same spot, same corner. They did everything. When they came back from school, had snacks first, then he had his rest, then he did his homework, then he played, then they did their body and soul time together. Then I think dinner, and then a little TV time before bed. This was the system that she created, and we created with her, according to their routine at home. Right. And the first week, the child still fought it a bit because, of course, it was new. Second week was less fighting. Third week, the child walked to the table at 4:20. Fourth week, child was asking if they could do homework because it was 4:30, and that's when homework happened. Let me even tell you what made her tell you people. There are some times that you get results and you will not come and tell me. Hmm. And so, like, what happened was that the reason that made her decide that, oh my God, this is too much, I need to tell this Chris, was she was running late from work because Lagos traffic. She was running late from work, her son was already at home. And ordinarily, she's supposed to be the one to pick her up, to pick him up, and all of that, but she couldn't until someone else helped and brought him home. So the boy was home, but by 4:30, she was not home yet. So she was still on her way home. She was still on her way home, and by the time she got home around 4:50, she came in and simply went to the study zone where she created with her son, and she found her son there studying. She found her son there doing his homework. Can you imagine, like, the kind of success that is? I mean, for somebody that hated it so much that would fight over it every single time, for her son to pick up his books by himself, to do the work by himself. That was what blew her mind. And so I'm telling you that when you install structure the right way, you are going to see an insane result. We've been running this program one-on-one with a lot of parents. So far, we've run it with about 150 parents. Even though it's expensive, but like, it works. We have 100% success rate. It got so bad we had to hire coaches and train them on the system who also go ahead to use that on our clients, and it works. And so I'm not telling you what I've not done. You see why I come here and I share a story, right? From real people, from testimonials, from basically my own experience. I'm not making it up. And so I want you to try this. Pick one thing that your child resists. It could be homework. In fact, you can even do something that is not academics. Homework or brushing teeth or whatever, or having their bath at night. Build a system around it this weekend. Same time, same place, same steps. Don't focus on motivation or bribery or not. Focus on creating a routine. And the hardest part of following a routine is you, because you are the enforcer of that routine. And so you have to really get through the hard times, get it through with your child, and then eventually it clicks. And so I want you to try this, right? Pick one thing and then see how that goes for you. Congratulations on staying to the end. If this helped you, if you learned something today, I want you to share this thing with one of your loved ones. Also, comment with me what system you're going to try. Is it about studying? Is it about chores? What is it exactly are you going to talk about? What exactly are you going to create a system around? So, congratulations on staying to the end. I hope that you enjoyed this bite-sized episode. This is 15 minutes of time, and I really hope that this helps you. See you in the next one. So on Monday, we're going to talk about what happens when a child has no real routine. And I'll probably share some stories from people that I've worked with. And you might see your own child in one of them, because I feel like, I've done this for so long. Every day is almost like they're telling me what I already know. They're telling me what I already know. It's like a repeat, repeat, repeat. And I know. And so Monday we'll talk more about that. But besides that, have a great weekend, have a great day, and don't forget that it begins with you. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day.